Chapter 1. Life. What is life? Many scholars, philanthropists, scientists, and religious leaders have described life using many different metaphors and methodologies suitable to their individual understanding. We all understand that life is a journey we all go through. We live a number of years, starting as an innocent baby at birth, grow to adulthood, and then slowly age until we depart. In my view, life is an opportunity available to all, and the opportunity offered to each of us is determined by the various philosophies, principles, disciplines, forms of awareness, and understanding experienced by each of us as we learn from all the aspects of life. Life does not always turn out the way we want or expect. Each of our lives is the result of our choices, circumstances, efforts, attitudes, desires, knowledge, wisdom, and perception. Life turns and moves and bends as it rises and shines. Life is always unpredictable. It is our responsibility to recognize, use, and avail ourselves of the opportunities life offers us. These opportunities are hidden and disguised all around us. We need to keep an open mind and a positive outlook to pierce through them, to perceive their potential. We can do that with the understanding of inner self. Understanding the inner self is the process of developing the different qualities required to become fully human. These qualities include values, morals, discipline, spirituality, compassion, honesty, and a positive attitude, while we must at the same time denounce self-seeking behavior, aggression, and antagonism from our hearts. Only then are we fit to be called fully human as we reach for our full potential as compassionate beings. My explanation of life is L, living experience; I, intellectual voyage; F, full of adventure; E, enriching and gratifying experience. Life. What the Sri Bhagavad Gita says: life is a challenge. Meet it. Life is a gift. Accept it. Life is an adventure. Go with the flow. Life is a sorrow. Overcome it. Life is a tragedy. Face it. Life is a duty. Perform it. Life is a game. Play it to win. Life is a mystery. Unfold it. Life is a song. Attune yourself to it. Life is an opportunity. Take advantage of it. Life is a journey. Complete it. Life is a promise to be fulfilled. Life is a love of natural affection. Life is a beauty. Praise it. Life is a spirit. Realize it. Life is a struggle. Overcome it. Life is a puzzle. Solve it. Life is a goal. Achieve it. Translator unknown. The world is wide, and I will not waste my life in friction when it could be turned into momentum. Francis Willard. You cannot do anything about the length of your life, but you can do something about its width and depth. Evan Esau. No other living creature on this planet can experience the fulfillment of life that we as human beings can. Only humans are bestowed with the gift of intellect among all living species, but our use of our intellect is often restricted by our constant drive to attain our sensory desires. Our material desires are so profound that they use most of our energy and cloud our minds with the mundane things in life, often blocking our spiritual and intellectual development. By nature, all men are equal, for all of us are born with the same number of bones, the same sets of eyes and ears, hands and feet, arms and legs, and the blood that runs in our veins is always red. We all breathe the same air beyond the boundaries of our nation, religion, and race. The sun shines on all of us, and time is allocated to all of us in equal measure, hours and minutes, and seconds at a time. We have all come out of nature and will merge in nature. If we take a look at all the philosophies of the world, we find that they deal with life itself. We would not need them or attempt to know about them if they had nothing to do with life. These philosophies of life guide us to seek answers in our quest to find the meaning of life. While we are dealing with life's events, these philosophies challenge us and bring us to apply our wisdom based on those specific philosophical views we have been exposed to. We know them as our principles, ideals, standards, and rules for life. Its rules and techniques make any subject an art. Our self-confidence, balance, and the ability to concentrate effectively to express and perceive ideas, our quest for knowledge, our urge to learn, cope, explore, and discover, and our obedience to life's laws are the techniques we use to learn from life. Life puts us in the places it intends for us to be. Life is kind if we choose to perceive it to be kind, just as life is struggle if we choose to perceive it to be struggle. Life's rules are as simple or complex as we perceive them to be. What we seek and keep searching for on the outside is what we've had inside us all the time. It is just our ignorance and fear that prevents us from looking inside. To live life to the fullest, we have to rearrange our outlook, rearrange our attitude and responses to life's challenges, because we are trapped within our mental conditioning, blocking us from the pleasures of an enhanced life. At the conscious level, if we have a conversation with ourselves, we can solve a lot of life's minor problems just by giving them some attention. When we concentrate on the trivial issues that give birth to our dissatisfaction, anger, anxiety, and paranoia, we find that they don't have the weight or substance to justify wasting our energy on them. Life offers us many choices. What we experience are the results of our choices. Upon analyzing life's experiences, we see that most of our life's events and circumstances are the direct results of those choices. Life presents us many options. Our pleasures and pains are the results of the choices we have made in the past. These choices may be unconscious or coerced or conscious without thought. This brings us to having the privilege of intellect, the ability to judge what is just from unjust, what is fair from unfair, our ability to use our judgment to recognize right from wrong, and to assess our precious resources to make the best of what faces us in our lives. It is interesting to look back and see how the decisions and choices we've made have shaped our life. At the time we made those decisions, either consciously or unconsciously, we based our choices upon what we knew at that time, based upon our past experiences. The importance of time. Time is limited and always in demand. It is the most precious asset we have. Humans by nature look for time-saving devices and shortcuts because we instinctively recognize just how precious our time is. The past is gone. The future is unseen. We have the present only. In order to understand this concept and let go of the past and have no fear of the future, we need to tune in to our inner self and live in the present. It takes effort and courage to look inside ourselves, because it is much easier to be tempted into blaming others. Too often, we expect a higher degree of responsibility from others than we demand from ourselves. When the expected does not happen as we envisioned, we feel frustrated and disappointed, and may jump to judge others without enough information. Although many academic subjects are taught in the schools, colleges, and universities, these institutions of higher learning don't teach us how to deal with life. Whether one becomes a doctor, engineer, scientist, accountant, pharmacist, technician, or truck driver, we are taught to specialize in our profession and to learn those skills suitable to that profession. We all live, but the skills needed to deal with life are only obtained through our experiences. Our academic schooling is limited compared to the continuing experiences we encounter living our lives. Life has an owner's manual. At birth, our manual is blank. We write our own instructions as we go through life. Sometimes we have too many difficulties to deal with at the same time, and we are overwhelmed. That's where the precision of thought, intellect, comes to our rescue. Life works like a boomerang. What we do comes back in terms of the fruits of our actions. If we do not receive the return soon, the results of our actions are bound to return to us in due time. The challenges we encounter in our lives provide insight into the mechanical style of life most of us live. Our rational mind must put it all together in order for us to realize this. A rational mind has the capacity to match our desire with our actions without emotional manipulation. A rational mind and a receptive attitude are two of our crucial allies when confronting adverse situations. Our inner wisdom will emerge when our mind is peaceful, and we will then have the clarity of thought to make wise decisions under difficult circumstances. Circumstances shape us to adjust to face new challenges based on how we learned from past adversity. As life unravels its secrets, we keep adding new lessons to our manual of life. During this voyage of life, we develop our own perception of life as we go through our unique set of mysterious adventures. Adversities carry the embryos of new beginnings. Language and intelligence are what makes humans distinct from other species. We are able to put our ideas, feelings, and thoughts into words and speech. But to express our true ideas and feelings, we must know what we want. We must ask ourselves if we really need what we want. Is that want right for us? Only then should we express our thoughts in logical order to fulfill that need or want. One way to deal with life is to analyze ourselves, to look into our own strengths and weaknesses, and make a genuine effort towards self-development. By analyzing ourselves, by looking into our strengths and weaknesses, we can turn our frailties and shortcomings into positive ideals. Every adversity carries an embryo of a new beginning. If we take a candid and unbiased look at life, we see that we've learned many new lessons as we are left with memories of past events. The past cannot be amended. It always leaves its marks in our memories. To overcome adversities, challenge yourself. Challenge your lapses. Admit your imperfections. Dismiss your fears. Discard procrastination. And perform acts of kindness whenever possible. Always remember to reward yourself and pamper your loved ones. The universe is a place of abundance, and life is an uncharted region in that universe. We have to do our part for what we want from life and make use of whatever resources become available to us. Life unfolds its mysteries one at a time, at its pace, not ours. Life takes its own time to shape everything that happens to us. You cannot fast forward into the future or rewind back into the past, or erase anything from the past. We must not blame our parents, community, society, or nation for the things we did not work to achieve. It is our sole responsibility to decide what we want from life and work for it. What are you ready to work for? Life. If we could untangle the mysteries of life and unravel the energies which run through the world, if we could evaluate correctly the significance of passing events, if we could measure the struggle, dilemmas, and aspirations of mankind, we could find that nothing is born out of time. Everything comes at its appointed moment. Joseph R. Sizu. We come to conclusions about things that have happened to us, whether or not we react or take control or understand them. This book will lead the reader to take a closer look inside and have an inner conversation with yourself about who you actually are. Mastering Life is meant for men and women, the young and old, the experienced and inexperienced, for people from every walk of life, to redefine things which are important to us and to develop a fresh approach and positive mental attitude makes one aware of the energies within to reach new heights. The reader will go through a self-analysis of his or her personal traits and inner character. Looking at integral elements, the reader will develop his or her own agenda of priorities and short and long-term goals. The reader will also learn to understand the essence of time, action, and knowledge. A consistent attempt to enhance your personal power must be made to enrich your life. Mastering Life will take you above and beyond your daily needs to a higher consciousness, leading to your personal transformation and subsequent gain of personal power. With this new understanding of your true self, you will feel that nothing is impossible, and you will achieve inner peace because you will understand that nature has provided you with everything you can possibly desire. These steps to transformation are the reinforcements achieved by following the positive thoughts required to create an optimistic, successful, and abundant life. Let life bestow upon you your innermost desires.